AskReddit by Maximum Hemi Drive. What's something many people don't realize is actually rude to do or say? Stepping off a full escalator and then standing still while looking around. Bro, just take 4-5 steps forward to figure yourself out. Or standing in the middle of any entrance. If someone declines alcohol, do not insist, and do not ask them why. Same with drugs. I knew a guy who every time we partied would give me the third degree, but have you ever tried it? Leaving your grocery cart in the middle of the aisle so others cannot pass. It's inconsiderate and infuriating. Also, deciding you actually do not want the refrigerated thing after all and leaving it in a random place in the supermarket to just go to waste. It annoys me anytime I see that. Approach a disabled person you don't know to call them brave, inspirational, etc. Especially if you are using them as an example to children. Every single disabled person I have ever met hates when people do this. It's calling unnecessary attention to them and a lot of people feel put on the spot, so it's not a kind or respectful thing to do. Just leave people the fuck alone. They're not here to be your example or your teachable moment. I have a friend who's quadriplegic. He's found the perfect answer for folks who tell him that he's an inspiration. He says, "I didn't break my neck to inspire you." Leaving your high beams on whenever there's a car in front of you, whether they're on the same or opposite side of the road. I know for a lot of people this is obvious, but I was once in front of somebody who would always turn their highs off for oncoming cars and turn them on once said car had passed, even though they were 15 feet behind me and were still shining their highs into my face. I did not know this person, and had not committed some sort of traffic faux pas. Listening to anything in public with your volume on. This includes TikTok, YouTube, social media, FaceTiming, phone on speaker, music, etc. No one gives a fuck what media you're consuming. Airports especially seem to attract this in droves like earbuds or headphones don't exist. If I can hear your phone, you are getting the glare. Learn to adjust to polite society. Went to the airport. There was a guy on his iPhone listening to TikTok on full blast. I asked the dude, "Do you have headphones?" The couple sitting right next to him started chuckling. The guy didn't acknowledge me, so I said it's a very old technology at this point. He didn't budge, but he did turn his speaker off. He wasn't even on my flight. Touch a pregnant woman's stomach. My mother-in-law was in China and pregnant in one of the dragon years. She said everyone touched her stomach considered lucky. She could hardly go outside. Giving any sort of unsolicited advice on someone's physical appearance. I heard the advice that if it's not something someone can address in 5 minutes, it's not proper to comment on, which I think is a good rule of thumb. Why don't you have kids yet? We keep trying, but they've all died before birth usually shuts them right up. Why are you so quiet? Shrugs. Commenting on a stranger's acne. Holy shit. Doesn't matter what hack or trick or advice you have that you just have to share. The person knows what their skin looks like, has almost certainly tried everything and then some, and is just trying to get through their day. That shit hurts from friends and family, let alone some arsehole customer at your job or dickhead at the bar. Just don't. MFW, little kids point to me, turn to their parents and ask what's wrong with my face. Thankfully, my acne cleared up in the last couple of years, but holy shit was that a pain. Commenting on weight in any way you are so skinny isn't always a compliment. Yep. I'm skinny because of an eating disorder. How did you do it is never an easy question to answer. You're X for a Y person. Look, my dude, if you have to qualify that I'm pretty for a fat girl, then this discussion is going nowhere. An old colleague once told me, "You sure walk quietly for a big person." I kept scaring him accidentally in our warehouse. Why don't you move out of your neighborhood if you know that it is not safe? I would if I had a thing called a decent amount of money on hand. Yours is worse, but someone recently asked me why I didn't buy a new house since I don't enjoy DIY. I was like, you can't be serious right now. People used to ask my mom all the time if I was her real child cause she's blonde and I'm brunette lol. So extremely and terribly rude. No, that's my imaginary child. Being chronically ill and constantly being told, well, at least it isn't cancer. No, but it's stuff I have to live the rest of my life with. Also, but you look okay. Crazy how most all of my body is on the inside me. As a cancer survivor, this shit infuriates me. People have it in their head that cancer always looks like the underweight sad old person who lost their hair. And they assume that when you're in remission you're all better. I was on more meds and had more issues this past year of remission than during my second line of treatment. People don't understand how shitty someone can feel on the inside while looking fine on the outside. No offense is often followed by something very offensive. Saying that doesn't excuse you from being an asshole. Asking when you're going to have kids. My fiancé had a hysterectomy a few years ago because reasons. We're planning to adopt and we're both fine with it. There's enough people in this world and we don't need to make more ourselves. She gets asked a lot when we're planning to have kids and she replies, completely deadpan, I'm infertile, and the uncomfortable look on their faces when they don't know how to respond gives us both great joy. We hope it helps them think twice before asking someone else. I can't wait to marry that woman. My kinda gal. I prefer I'm barren. Never wanted kids but love seeing them squirm. Smile had a co-worker that kept telling me to smile and I had to talk to a manager about it. I'm a large rough looking man and apparently my resting staring off into space face offended her. I live with chronic pain, so no, I don't feel like smiling when I'm not interacting with anyone. I'm not scowling, I'm not mad, I'm just not happy. I hate when people say that to me. Most often it's creepy old men, but I've even had a few women say that and let me tell you it is just as creepy. Why are you so quiet? Why do you talk so much? See how rude that sounds? Should I be awkward by being silent, or be awkward by talking? Decisions. Commenting on anyone's weight. Or the food they are eating. A stranger asking when your baby is due but you're not pregnant. Why would you ever ask someone that? I just tell them I'm fat. That shuts them up. Saying it was God's will when someone you care about dies. So inappropriate, yet so many people do it anyway. Also, when you share with people you have X cancer, people will say, oh, my aunt had X cancer, it was horrible, she suffered terribly and then died. Bro. Shut up. Driving everywhere with their high beams on. People getting on an elevator before allowing people who are on it to get off.